Hey guys, welcome to the ezflight talk show, and today we're talking about the Icon A5, specifically all the crashes that have happened with it.
Exactly. I mean, I've been really surprised to hear about these crashes. I mean, the Icon A5 was like my favorite plane of all time for a long time, and I think it still is. But we're going to talk about why we think these crashes happened.
So Icon A5 has based their advertising and their publicity off of the Icon A5's ability to be easy to fly. It's supposed to be a very safe airplane, and it's supposed to not be able to tip stall or stall really. So it's not very good advertising when it's had 3 crashes with less than 30 production models, and 2 of them being fatal.
Yeah, it's really sad. I mean, I was hoping this plane would do really good, and I mean, it's one of my favorite planes of all time, and I wanted to see sales keep increasing, and I don't know, I guess I don't know how it has affected the sales, but probably not very good.
Yeah, I mean, so the question is it something wrong with the aircraft, or is it just pilot error?
Yeah, because I remember when they first released the videos, they were so cool, and I showed all my friends, look at this amazing plane, and how it was so safe, and they also advertised it that was easy to fly, like you said.
And if you look at the way the airplane is designed with the turn down wing tips and just the overall geometry of the wings and the fuselage, it does look like a very easy to fly, safe airplane. You got a lot of wing area, and you know, so
it's pretty foolproof.
Yeah.
But I think the problem is that maybe they advertised it as too easy, and it looks so attractive and so cool and fun to fly that it might attract people that aren't that safe or experienced with planes. But it's interesting, so on this, one of the crashes that happened was by an experienced pilot. So he had probably a lot of hours of flying, but he crashed the plane because they said that people saw him doing nose dives. He was diving straight down and pulling up at the last minute.
Some say 5 feet above the water.
Yeah, and so and then he crashed and he died, and it's very sad. You can actually see the video that Icon A5 put up before the crash that showed him looking at the plane and talking about how cool it was, and his wife was there and she talked about how she didn't like the idea of him having an airplane, but then she agreed to it and how it's so fun and cool. Not long after that is when the crash happened.
Also, a crash happened with a prototype Icon A5, killing their lead test pilot and their lead engineer.
One of the guys that was in that crash was in a lot of their old videos, and it was really surprising to hear that he died in the crash. And so it's kind of sad. I mean, does this change your impressions of the airplane at all?
Yeah, it does. I mean, I would like to think that it's completely pilot error and that they were just being too familiar with the aircraft and hit the ground. But you kind of have to think, was there actually something wrong with the aircraft? Did something break? Was there malfunction?
According to the reports, it was all pilot error, and I think that's probably the case. I wouldn't doubt their findings there, but...
And even if it was aircraft related, that means it was still a prototype, the one that crashed.
Sure. I think I'm still going to have faith in Icon, in the company. I think it was probably not directly their fault that it happened. Bad things happen all the time, and you can't avoid everything, but it is kind of strange that they're all just within a few months apart basically from each other.
I guess it just goes to show that even the most safest airplane you can still be negligent with and crash. I mean,
exactly. I mean, even myself, I think if I was flying, I'd be too confident. I would try to do crazy stuff and dives, and you'd probably know.
Yeah.
But after hearing this, it makes me realize that real airplanes they're dangerous. Even if you have a safe airplane and you're very experienced, you can still have problems, and so you got to be very careful when you're flying. But I still love flying, and I think it's totally worth the risk of crashing. Yeah, and even here statistically, we looked this up, and it's more likely that you're going to die in a car crash than a plane.
You have a 1 in 11 million chance of dying in an airplane.
And only a 1 in 5,000 chance of dying in a car. So
I'm going to stop driving.
It's pretty dangerous to be driving. That means every 5,000 trips you take with your car, you have a chance of dying. That's pretty bad. While with a plane, it's only 1 out of 11 million. But I don't think this applies to small airplanes. I think this is just for like traveling in like a jet airliner. So Yeah, in a smaller plane you have a higher chance of dying. I've heard in small, like ultralight planes, people die a lot in those. They're not very safe. The smaller the plane, the less safe generally. And with the Icon A5, it's pretty small, but it's also pretty safe. It has a parachute. You can't get any safer. It doesn't stall.
Why did the Icon's A5s crash? I guess we'll just have to wait for more data and different news reports and everything, but let us know down in the comment section down below what you think, and you think why the Icon A5 crashed. Let us know.
Yeah, and let us know how this affects your opinion of the Icon A5. Would you still buy one, or would you not buy one because of the news of these planes crashing? So let us know in the comments, and we'll see you on the next Easy Flight Talk Show.
All right, bye.
Bye.